if I take some of this out of here and put it into there, you can see that it's the same concentration. The colours are the same. Okay, I've just decreased the volume and decreased how many particles are in there. So the fractions have gone down together. If we do this with numbers, hopefully that will make a bit more sense. So if I took out a sample, poured out some of this and put it here, you can see the spacing is the same. So they're the same concentrations. So often with numbers, we'll write a whole lot of things which are actually the same concentrations. So if I made up some numbers for this one, this dye, and I gave it an actual mass, so if I had 38 milligrams of dye particles floating around in here, and it was in 100 mils, then that would be a way of representing the concentration of that. So if I made these numbers go down together, if I made this 10 times smaller and this 10 times smaller, then this is still the same fraction. So still the same concentration. So the relationship between these two numbers is still the same. Both of them have been scaled up or scaled down 10 times. So it's the same concentration. A way you can see these numbers are 10 times different. If I move the decimal point, you can see that it's 10 times different, but quite often we'll use numbers where you can't visualize that they're the same concentration. So a way of turning them all into something that you can compare is if you divide the mass by the volume, divide 3.8 by 10, then you'll get the mass in 1 mil. Okay, so if I divided 3.8 by 10, or if I divided 38 by 100, for both of those, I'd get 0.38 for 1 mil. Okay, so if you divide the mass by the volume, or whatever this is by this, then you're reducing it to 1. We've got a few ways of representing this mass in 1 mil. It's divided like this on the bottom line, so I can write it like that. When I say how many milligrams per mil, and I mean how many milligrams per 1 mil. We can also, because it's divided, we can represent the mils as to the power of -1. So all of these are exactly the same thing. So you can probably see that these are all the same, that they're all 10 times lower. So we've taken this and made it smaller and smaller, but the same color. But it's hard to see something like this. So 97.28 milligrams in 256 mils, which when you look at it is the same concentration as the other ones. But if we put it in our calculator, so 97.28 divided by 256, you'll see that it's 0.38. Maybe not. 0.38. milligrams per mil. So to compare them all and work out if they're the same concentration, if we just reduce it so that it's how many milligrams in a mil.